This is my Kayo guide on Ascent. We're going to start off on defense and we'll start on short. So generally I'm going to be playing short. I'm not going to go over too many other areas. Generally I'm just going to be playing short like as a default. And then when I'm called over to other positions on the map by my teammates, I'll go do things over there like flashes and things. But for the most part I'm playing short. So if you look at the knives, the main thing I want to take into account with the knife is that we want to use it at a decent time. We don't want to be using it right at the start of the round if they're just going to be rushing and giving us this information anyway. So we want to make sure we're using our knife quite smartly, not always using it at the start of the round and saving it for potential hits or maybe to cancel a server drone like this or something, right? This will cancel a server drone here, like whatever, right? So there are some knives we can get early info with, like this one as well. Is one that you've probably commonly seen to get early info on main. There's also another one over here that I think I learned from, or at least I saw originally as soon as throw this on. And you throw it like that. So the way I've done it is I go on top of the barrel, and then this light line like here. And what it does is it lands in like an unbreakable position on this balcony. So that detects anything I mean. It is technically breakable by util if you know it's coming. So like Sober Dart, for instance, will be able to break it if you know it is coming. But you know, you're kind of trading over Shock Dart for this, which is probably actually a decent trade depending on like what the setup is. But for the most part, yeah, that knife is unbreakable. Other knives as well you're going to do. There's Tiles knife over here, which is decent for tiles, obviously, to get early info. And the other knife is on this. You want to go to this corner and then this light leaf here. I'm going to aim at the top of it. There you go. And it should go all the way over to B main. This is especially good, like, it kind of depends on, like your teammates' comms or whatever, but when this timing, like, when you actually manage to throw this. And obviously, if you get good timing, then you can, like, cancel server drones, you can cancel slight hits from, like, the jet dashing out or whatever. You can make it a lot more difficult for the enemy team to play. And as I said, this one also exists as well for A main specifically. So if you think they're in, like, advanced A main, this knife is completely fine. When it comes to, like, actually the way you play when, like, things, actually, no, we'll go into flashes first. So, I don't have any, like, particular flashes on short. I do, like, pop flashes, like, right-click flashes, like, through smokes. Common smokes like this. This is generally the flashes I do, when I'm playing on short. I don't have any specific ones that, like, go through here or whatever, because there's probably not even that many good ones or whatever. I mean, that one's not too bad. But there's probably not too many good ones. I mean, the problem is that this makes a lot of sound, so good players probably won't be blinded by it. So when it comes to A main, I do have some flashes. I have 2 flashes. So I have this one here, which is you're going to go up to this corner here, and then you aim at this top of the line, left click, and it flashes here. So when your teammate fights with this one, make sure you calm that they should not be fighting this angle. Say to them, like, don't fight the deep angle, fight them at orb. So generally what will happen is I will actually throw this off the timing. So what I'll say is, tell me when they're orb and I'll flash for you and you can fight orb. That's generally how the comm goes, and they'll agree, disagree, whatever they want to do. And then they'll generally want to swing like this and fight the orbs. Instead of fight the orb like angle and not the deep angle. The other flash I have is on Gen. And you want to go to the in-between of these 4 tiles like this. And then you want to look at this U-shape of the wire. You want to go into the middle of the U-shape on this line like this. And left click. And as you can see, I threw it wrong. Nice. As you can see, I threw it wrong. And we want to go a bit further down, I think, in the middle. A bit further to the right as well. I think I was a bit too far left. So like this. There you go. It's a one-way flash. That should work when they sort of, like, come out. Like, so when the dash is already, when you hear the jet, like, smoke, this is when I'm throwing this, right? Because then what will happen is it will either blind the jet when she dashes out, or it's going to blind her teammates that will come out with the dash, right? Come out from main with the dash. So then it gives me, like, a chance to maybe get a 1v1 on the jet, or if it blinds the jet, then she doesn't see anyone, so maybe I can, like, transfer, like, I'll cross over, depending on, like, my smokes or whatever. I can take another fight on the next person because he's flashed. So I can take a fight on the people coming out instead. That's kind of how that will go, basically. You probably end up getting a kill on the person going for the switch if you swing left. Or if you swing right, like this way, then you might get a kill on the support player coming out holding this. Because that's generally how things will go. So you'll get a kill here, or you get a kill like this. And that's generally how things will go. With the mollies, there are 2 mollies that you generally will do. This one is the obvious one on short, and this one is the obvious one on main. They just stop people from coming out. On the short one, you might jiggle like this, to see if someone contacts on you, and then throw it to delay them if you need to, which is pretty good. And then there's also this one. You're going to be using your like info from like the sound basically that they're going to make when they actually try and come out, the footsteps and things to try and what you want to do with this molly is that you want to try and time it in a way that the first player is out or the second player at a stretch is out, and then the rest of the team is stuck behind the molly. Because that way what's happening is instead of you just delaying 5 players here and then they'll hit like 2 seconds later, like 5 seconds later, right? Instead what you're doing is you're separating the fight. That means that these 2 players are in a really bad position because the rest of their team can't help them. Then you put them in a position where they have to take 1v1s on site or take a disadvantageous fight on site where you can get kills or your teammate can get kills, which is much better. Like, it's much better to play for the kill than to delay time generally, on ranked at least. Obviously, there are times where it's more important in like competitive play or like pro play, but obviously we're not. If you're watching this video, you're probably not a pro player. I'll be real. So the other one more molly we have as well is this one, and this is just if you are like maybe a bit too late to do this one. You can molly this if they haven't quite got to the switch yet. You're going to molly someone on the switch. They're going to try and get out the molly so you can try and spam them as well. When you are spamming, you want to make sure you're not in this angle because this angle will get spammed back fairly easily. Ideally, you want a phantom as well, but that's not like a requirement for spam, obviously. It just helps you not get retaliated against. Obviously, try not to do it in this like on angle. You want to try and be a little bit an off angle so it's a bit harder for them to like pre-aim where you're going to be spamming from. So yeah, that's kind of it for A short and A. Obviously your ult as well, you're going to be using that more for like retaking on defense, or you're going to be using it to like cancel things like raise rocket or something, or like very, very annoying ults that may be really, really annoying for you to deal with on site. For instance as well, like if there's a Yoru ulting, you can also ult as well as a response, and it means that his team can't use that info while he's still in ult or whatever, right? Or you can use it like midway through his ult, so then they have to wait a bit longer for him to actually use, for his team to use his info. Okay, next we're going to mid. Not mid. Generally, I have like 1 flash. Obviously, there's all these knives as well you can do. You can knife like this, like this, like this. Like there's plenty of knives you can do that will do varying amounts of information. They give you various amounts of information. The only flash that I have here in mid that I tend to do is I go up to this corner, I aim at this corner here, and I throw when I hear my footstep when I move forward. So I'm going to move forward, get my footsteps, so I'm going to left click. And it blinds tiles. So generally this is combined with an updraft dash from a jet who will updraft onto here, dash onto here, and now she gets 3 kills on flash targets. That's kind of how that will go, or at least that's what you hear you aiming it. I hear you're aiming it to go. You can also follow up with like mollies and things as well if you feel like that's necessary. Mollies like this that will really quite nice. That's just a free throw one that I do sometimes. Generally I do actually do that one when we have a Sova on short, and they tend to do the Odin play where they break this. And that tends to be the reason, like the one that that tends to be the reason why I'd throw that molly, to be honest. Because I won't also be playing short with the Sova too. So I'll be playing like mid or maybe B, or probably B. Speaking of B, I'm gonna go over to one to B. So I have 1 flash. We'll talk about the flash once again. Knives. Sorry, I was talking about knife. Knife in there is good for early. Knife over here like this. We'll get as long as you get this corner. So you want to go a bit here. You get all the front B main here like this, so this is really good to like kind of tell their intentions, because obviously if it's like maybe midway through the round and you get like decent amount of scans with your silo with your knife, it probably means their intentions are towards B, unless you hear otherwise, right? So if you like scan 3 mid round in B main, you know their intentions are probably pretty clear, or at least you then tell the rest of your team like we kind of can tell what they're doing on the map. Maybe they're doing a 3-1-1 or something like that, right? So, you know, these type of knives can be really, really strong. You want to make sure you're kind of tutoring where the knife is actually going and like what it is actually scanning in that situation, if possible, or like in any situation, if possible. Next with the molly as well. We actually do the molly before flashes. Molly, once again, exactly the same as day main molly. Ideally, you want to time this molly from like any position you've got really to throw this molly from. I don't have a specific lineup for it. You want to time this molly, that's a bit deeper. You want to time this molly in a way that it blocks the next people out and not the first or so maybe second person out. So these people are in fights alone without their team, and then you can maybe capitalize on that and get like 3 kills on the people coming out. It puts these people that have been behind the molly in a very awkward position. Think about the times that you've been mollied off and your entries have been out on site, like your jet's been out on site, your rays have been out on site, and they die, and then there's nothing you can really do after that. Like, you basically have to like make some very unfortunate decisions, or you have to like reset. You have to try and find another fight somewhere. Like, it becomes very, very difficult when you've mollied someone off, and when you've been mollied off, and then your entry is dead. So that's what we're trying to achieve with that molly. Next is the flash. The flash that I tend to do now is I do one against this wall. Oh, sorry, against the doorway. With the middle line like this, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's middle line like this on this corner. If I remember correctly. And it should detonate in the window and not, well, as you can see, it doesn't blind anyone in main. If I just quickly do it again. It doesn't blind anyone on in main for your teammates. But it will blind the people here. It would be on their screen. And they'll get blinded and your teammates won't be. That's pretty good flash that I like to use. Next we'll go over onto defense, like on attack, I guess. That's pretty much all I really have. Actually, no, wait, retakes. Okay, so if we're retaking A, generally, I don't really retake A. I'll be real. I usually playing A, so I don't really have like a massive amount that I have for retaking A. There are obviously knives you can do, probably a multitude of different ones that will give you various amounts of information. Like, for instance, you can scan if someone's wine early on in the retake by doing a knife like this. It might get a shot, to be honest. You can detect like this, like this. Like, you can detect, try and shoot it where you're actually detecting too. Like, if you detect like this, you can tell if someone's left side hell with this knife, basically, or like gen, right? You can tell if someone's left side hell or gen. Like with this knife, right? This knife specifically. And then you can do the same with like all the like bunch of different ones. Like this, you can tell if someone is like right side gen, dice, or maybe like towards like backside or like behind this. Like this one will help you get like specific info. And that's generally what the knives you kind of want to throw are going to be ones you want to give specific info. They give specific info is what I'm trying to say. And there are like flashes you can probably do like this as well. And that like just about get into sight. And help your team take the site. These flashes are quite good. I don't have any specific mollies either, so you're just going to be mollying things that are like of importance. That's weird. Weird bounce. You're going to be mollying things of importance. There's not really any great places to molly, but yeah, that's really how I'm going to retake. Sometimes if I come from like short, there's probably going to be easier mollies to do. Like ones that go like this, or if you can just peek out like this slightly, you can probably get into gen or into hell, like hell. This corner. Pretty nice. And aside from that, like, I'm going to be underarming flashes as well, out of smokes potentially. That's kind of it for retaking A. And obviously ulting when applicable, when needed. And then B. So B, I'm going to be retaking a bit more, so I have a bit more stuff. There's this run throw that you can do off this back wall that will get default. There's obviously the knives you can do. And once again, it's very similar. Where you're kind of just getting info on things. Ideally, you want to get it quite deep into main if you want to actually get specific main info. This knife will detect people in main, right? So if you get over here, you're going to detect most people in main if they're playing post-plant main. So this is pretty convincing. Like, if you do get a scan on this one, they're probably playing main in the post-plant. This one as well. This one's not too great, but it's really good for like stopping any util dumping coming over. So for instance on attack when I'm playing retake, you can line up with this. And then you can kind of aim like this corner. So this diamond. But sorry, I want to remember it. So you go against here. See this corner here with this diamond. Left click. Just about goes over and detonates here. So if I'm doing this knife on Kayo, doing this knife, whatever, or like wherever I'm throwing it, right? It's going to stop that from happening, right? So it's just a bit easier. Just silence the people that have util backside to stop us from taking this spot. The knife is going to be really useful. Then you have mollies as well. I've already talked about this molly. And you can just molly kind of any corner that's kind of maybe a bit annoying for you. Graph is also a good one to molly as well. Generally, you're going to be mollying this from market though, if you need to. Just to clear anyone at that corner. That corner is really strong to play. As a attacking someone on the retake that's on the attacking team, this corner is really strong to play, so mollying that is really, really good. Flashes wise as well, there are flashes like this you can just throw over the top. Generally I'm just free throwing a lot of my stuff, and you can also do technically as well, you can do the one off this, but instead of lining up with that, you just aim at the top of the tree. I'm pretty sure just there it goes over. Yeah, there you go. So it's a very similar flash to the actual one I have on the retake for the attacking team. And yeah, so this one's pretty easy. You can do. Okay, so we'll go over onto attack. Okay, so on attack, we're going to start off on A. So the knives on A, you can do one like this, which fully detects all of like tree and like short. And then you can do ones like this, which like stop the early aggression potentially, like Phoenix flashes, for instance. Like Phoenix really hates playing against this knife because he can't do his like flashes to contest English. Can't do his flashes to contest this orb and aim in. So he might throw this molly over, and if you are against the Phoenix, I like that play. He's going to run up and flash. So if you do this knife instantly, he'll have to wait to do that play, which it becomes significantly less strong when he waits to do that play. So yeah, the knife will stop that play from happening. Other things as well. So we've got this flash. So we can do is go up to the corner and just aim at this corner, at this roof here. And just a bit goes over, detonates here, so anyone fighting this will be flashed. We also have a wine volley as well. So the wine volley, we go into this corner. And we see this corner here, like this. We just want to put the flash, like, hood indicator thing, like, here. You have to forgive me if I get it wrong slightly. I'm pretty sure... I mean, that is definitely right. I might just, like, mechanically misplay it. There we got it right. Okay. So, yeah, that's right. It's fully going to clear wine, so you don't have to deal with that. Deal with anyone being wine when you're going into a main, or your teammates going into a main. You can also combine this as well with, if I put up again, you can also combine this as well. So you can run here. You can also do this knife, and then you can flash when he gets closer. So when they get pushed out of the wine, so not only will they have silenced teammates here helping them, if there are anyone there, they're going to be silenced if they're trying to help. And then as soon as this lands, like this flash comes through, right? So then they're flashed. They have to run out wine and they're flashed. So they're pretty much a free kill if you know they're wine. Which is quite a good way to use your util early if you actually really need to take a main. Obviously, you're using a lot of util to do that early on, so you want to make sure you maybe have like another initiator to kind of help you take site, because you're going to use a lot of util to do that. Obviously, you don't need all that util either, so that's kind of like how I see like a main. All the stuff you can kind of do. And then with a main, like further up, you can do this for flashing sight. Very common flash that people do over this wall. Knives, you can do a knife like this, deep sight. Stops anyone from being rafters and like trying to help their teammate on site. Ideally as well, like you can just like silence someone on site, and it stops like Omen paranoia coming in and stopping you from taking this spot. Omens will usually play dice and paranoia you, so doing a knife like that will stop that from happening. Pretty good. And obviously you can do mollies like off the wall as well. If you haven't used molly yet, you can do mollies off the wall that hit dice ideally. I tend to free throw mine. I don't have any specific lineup, but honestly, looking at the way I've thrown those two, makes me want to get a specific lineup for dice. Yeah, okay, it's like kind of like that. But I should probably get a specific lineup for it. Honestly, it'd be quite nice. If I remember correctly as well, there's a specific lineup for. I do have lineups for post plant with Kayo, but I don't use them basically ever. So I do have them on my shorts somewhere. So if you want post plant for Kayo, do that one. Also do those. But I don't have anything for post plant. I did have one for tree, so I have to forgive me if I don't remember it. I'm pretty sure it's this. So I'm looking at this here. I'm pretty sure it's this, but I could definitely be wrong. Once again, it is a short, so yeah, okay, I got it first try. Okay, yeah, I do remember it. I just felt like I don't. Yeah, so you just go into this corner, and with this corner here. There you go. That's the attacking. That's an anti-flood molly for this. So it means that someone can't. Actually got it wrong there. So it is kind of specific. You need to get it kind of right, like actually line up properly. You can't just do it on the free throw. But what it does, it just stops my. If I was playing Kayo on the other side, I would like to flash, like pop flash you this or something, right? So this molly that I just threw, obviously, if you throw it right, it will count to that play. You'll actually notice that with some like Kayo and Viper and stuff like that. I tend to like to throw mollies that counter my own play when I'm playing on defense, just because it's the way I play, right? And it makes sense because I feel like other players would also play it that way too. Okay, so when we're actually on post plant A as well, very rarely do I play off site or whatever. I'm usually playing on site. It's the reason why I don't remember my lineup for this. This you don't remember. I always play site. So whether that's under, whether that's gen, like it just depends on the situation, where I can tell my teammates to play off me and that kind of stuff. Like what I can do on retake with my teammates. Sometimes my teammates want to go super aggressive, so I'll be in like a position where I can play super aggressive with them. But yeah, for the most part, I'm going to be playing with my teammates, calling plays like that. It's going to be fairly rigid, but it's also going to be like I'm not doing like specific plays in post plant, but I'm making sure that we're doing a play, right? So I'm making sure I'm coming for a high lower contact play or something, right? I'm not like just letting it go up to chance if possible. So next we got attacking mid. We'll go all the way over to mid. And attacking mid is pretty straightforward. I mean, there's literally just knives you can throw off these walls. Not like that though, you want to throw it on the yellow wall like this. Which like stops like for instance, like if a jet is it has an operator, these knives will detect her, so making sure you're not going to die to an operator. You can also go under this lamp, I'm pretty sure, or like against this corner. Actually, I think it's like this, right? And then you aim like midway through the lamp or something like this. Or the top of the lamp, things like that. I can't quite remember it. It's been a while since I played Kayo on this map, to be fair. Yeah, it lands there, so it just detects people in market. So that would detect like all of mids, like market, mid, pizza, that kind of stuff. So that's good flight. That's a good knife. And when it comes to flashes and mollies, don't have anything specific here. Obviously, if like I need to push someone out to like a corner, for instance, like say if they're in this corner, we know they're in that corner, maybe I'll send the molly over just to like kind of flush them out to the corner a bit and make them fight us or something. Like that might be a play that I do, but nothing's like set in stone, no set play. When it comes to like in mid courtyard, I do have a flash for mid cubby. It says mid like short. So this is also a short as well. You want to go like to the back left of this well, so like this kind of deal. Over here, like I want to go like maybe like this. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to aim at the tip of these leaves. And when the well is no longer in my vision, I will throw. No longer in my vision, throw. It's going to bounce off the wall and detonate here and flashes everyone tree. So basically if you have a teammate that's ready to fight tree, or two teammates, maybe like Sova Jet for instance, might be up here, pretty common I think. Or maybe not exactly common, but like pretty logical. They might use this flash to get a kill on tree, or like just to take tree area early on in the round. Or to actually take it as well. Maybe you've just come for instance, well, there could be like context like you've just faked B or something, or they've just like made some pressure B, then you want to go short for whatever reason. Now you have this flash for your teammates to do it, and while you're also, it also helps as well that you're also running in that direction. So you can throw it and then just run in that direction like you're already running here. So it's quite efficient. Similar to this one as well on defense, where you're quite efficient when you throw this, because then you can throw this. And then you can start running in the direction to help with the jet taking tiles, right? Or you can go hold top mid if you feel like that's necessary, right? You can do that kind of stuff. Same with this one. It's kind of the same. It's efficient flash for you to get to point A, from point A to point B, while also impacting your team's fights. It's pretty good. So when we go up mid, not really a huge amount I do up mid. As I said, you can do molly like this for giraffe, and you can also do, once again, there's also pop flashes if they molly you, if you smoke you off for whatever reason. There's these type of flashes that you can always do. Once again as well, if there is someone on site, you have this one as well that you can do. And then we've got B. So on B, we have this knife. First of all, you go against the door, aim with the basically anywhere on the window, but I aim to the top left or top right. Usually it's top right. Boom, lands here. As you can see, it like detects like basically mid sight. There is one for boathouse as well, if I remember correctly. I think I used to do just the tree, but this tree is bad, so like it doesn't detect that much. So as you can see, if I put it on the tree, like look at that, it doesn't really detect very much. I used to do that. Unfortunately, I don't remember what my actual lineup is. I don't think it's even a short either. So I will have to actually get one. So I'm sorry about that. I will get one for boathouse and make it a short. When it comes to like flashes and things, there is a flash against this wall as well. Do a flash. Sorry, you do flash this, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so the reason why this one exists for me, so I'll go against this doorway, and then you aim at like where this bar and this top of the window kind of meet. This. Sorry. So the reason why this flash exists for me is because the updraft dash for jet here. So jet updrafts here, dash is here, and it goes. The flash is low enough, so it goes quite low, not that low, but it goes quite low. So it'll flash someone on side, but won't flash my jet as she's dashing over. And then she's got a kill on a flash target. Or at least you hope she gets the kill on the flash target. Which she probably will, honestly. The other thing as well I've got on this site is an anti-flood molly. You can just throw a bit earlier than just like being here, basically. Here with no gun out, sometimes you can just get spammed. I mean, you can get spammed either way. Doesn't matter if you've got your gun out or not. Because there's going to be a smoke here most likely. But it just means that you're not exposed when you're throwing the molly. And you can just do it here. It's pretty forgiving. You can kind of go anywhere in this kind of area. So you're going to go over this corner, and you want to aim at this mark here, and then just go down. Like anywhere kind of down here will work. Okay, I say that I am a bit too high. Nice. Yeah. So like anywhere kind of like down like this will go under the window, top of the window, and do an anti-flood molly for you, which is pretty good. Knife-wise as well, you can do early knives if you want to, like this. It's fine too, like another knife, like that's also fine. Then the mid one, and as I was already said as well, I'll get one for boathouse and make it short. So you know, so maybe subscribe for that if you want to see that. And that's kind of it for like attacking. So we're gonna go on to retaking, playing the attacking side on retake. So when it comes to this, as I've said, there's this flash here, which is pretty common on Kayo now. I don't think this specific lineup is the one that people use, but I found this one, like, it just about gets over, so it's really hard for anyone to dodge it. You maybe are in a bit more of a exposed place when you actually throw it. If I remember correctly as well, there was pretty easy free throw from over here as well. Like, you go on here, like onto this thing, and I'm pretty sure it's like a run throw from this mark. And this is also one that I've seen. Yeah, it is. Okay, nice. That one's also one you can do. So you go onto like this metal thing. You go onto this this mark, and then you run through until you you run through until your crosshairs like on the outside bit, so you can see. That's when I'll throw. When as soon as my crosshair goes past this edge, and then that's also another version of that flash if you want to use that version instead, and that's completely fine. When it comes to like models and things, the post plant isn't really that useful. Though you don't have much post plant stuff as well as it is. But even then on B, like, you're not really playing off site on B. Like, a lot of the time it's going to be boathouse that you're going to be playing on retake. So for Kayo, I actually find like I will play boathouse for sure, because it is quite a defensible position. I'll do it usually when the numbers have dwindled quite a bit. But if there's like more people alive, I might find myself in more of a duelist type position over here by giraffe or at stairs or something. I might find myself in like a more aggressive position, just because Kayo doesn't really need to like Kayo's very like duelist centric. Like, he has a lot of duelist elements to him with the flashes, and he tends to be second one in, third one in, just because he can use a lot of his util before the actual hit and that kind of stuff. So at this point, you probably got maybe one flash, maybe, and maybe like your knife is maybe coming off charge very soon, or maybe not even, or maybe you've just got it back off charge, and you can use it like in a more advanced position like this. But then at that point, like, you want to kind of make sure like the people with like actual good post plant, ways to defend themselves in boathouse, or ways to defend the bomb or something, ways to delay the enemy team. You want to make sure that those people are alive. So you want to be kind of like playing like more aggressive with a teammate, ideally in retake. So you'll see like a duelist play like this, so you can kind of play to trade for them over here like this. So when they contact, you can swing. That kind of stuff is going to be kind of how you play Kayo. Same with this side as well. You can play angles like this, so when they drop down into logs, you're kind of in an off angle for them, or at least not necessarily an off angle, but it's like they can't shoot you while they're dropping, so you have a bit of an advantage when they're actually dropped. You have a bit of an advantage because you see them. Well, you see them for longer and get to shoot them for longer than they get to shoot you, which is kind of nice. So those are the kind of things I'll do on retake. Wasn't really the greatest of guides I've ever done, I'll be honest. But so I hope you enjoyed. I hope that you did get some things despite my ramblings. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next one.